So I'll look over and do Waverly, and then you can look over and do Fairview. All right, they should be. All right. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's basketball game on the 15th of December on 2017 at Fairview High School. Time is 6:08. It's a very chilly night tonight. This is a basketball game. This is Fairview's Yellow Jackets going up against Waverly Tigers. Our recording crew tonight has Douglas Hicks. Our director is Christian Lampley, and our commentators for the night are Aaron Hughes, and I, Alex Evans. All right, so starting line for the Fairview Yellow Jackets is?
Including number 10, Gracie Shelby, number 20, Naylin Yeager, number 24, Hallie Cox, number 32, Audrey Cox, and number 30, Kelsey Gossage.
And for the Waverly Tigers, we have number 12, Haley Husky, number 13, it's currently 3-0. Wait, one. We got number 51, Shelby Baker. Number 14, Julia Bakey. 24, we have Bailey Kilbarn. And all right, well, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're a bit rushy at this.
As Naylin Yeager takes it up the floor, hands it off to Gracie Shelby. Swings it to Audrey Cox, back to Naylin, inside, and that will be out of bounds on Kelsey Gossage. It'll be Waverly ball.
All right, currently the score is 3-3 with 6 minutes into the game. 6 minutes left, I mean. All right. Noltez traveling to the court, pass to the 14. They're trying their best to get a goal right.
And that would be a
score right now
on Waverly as Yellow Jackets take over, and Naylin brings it up the floor. To Gracie into Audrey Cox. Audrey Cox is fouled as she tries to put it up, and she will go to the free throw line for 2.
I'd say in the past, both teams have done very well in their past games. Waverly has done very well in their games. Fairview has fared well in most of their games.
Yeah, I don't know the exact district record for the Yellow Jackets, but I know they only have 1 loss in the district, and they've won a few games as Audrey Cox makes one of her free throws. Score is now 4-3 Yellow Jackets. Waverly will take over the ball as the Yellow Jackets are applying the full court press now.
Waverly has just scored, bringing their score up to 5.
Yeah, we see here that the full court press on that play right there backfired against the Yellow Jackets as Waverly brought it up the court for an easy 2.
All right, let's see what Fairview can pull off here.
Audrey Cox in, miss.
It's close, and they got it. Fairview is now 6-5.
Number 12 for Waverly brings it up the floor and hands it off to number 14, over to 51, and 12
back 12.
receives it back.
12 shoots, she misses. All right, Fairview's number 20, passes it off to
number 12, Chloe Lee.
All right.
She hands it to Hallie Cox, over to Naylin Yeager. Audrey Cox up and is blocked by number 51, but she receives it back and puts it up for
that
2.
was an easy 2 points. Now 8-5.
As timeout, Waverly Tigers. Yeah, what we've seen so far that is
Fairview seems to be faring well in this game.
Yeah, they're seeming fairly well, but hopefully Waverly Waverly is coming back from this. You know, they're
in this game, it seems to be a bit closer than you would think, because in the past, Waverly has gotten in tight situations in a lot of their games, but they have pulled through many times.
Yes, and Fairview, they
do tend to struggle in some areas, but that they do make up for it in a lot of their offensive skills.
Yes, and you gotta know for Fairview that Waverly has to know that they have a player like Audrey Cox down low that is just tall, and she is a big point scorer for them, and so is Naylin Yeager. So two dangerous weapons for Fairview, as we know that they'll be dangerous tonight, and that Waverly has to be definitely on the lookout for them.
All right, Fairview's back on the court. Here comes Waverly. Let's see what Waverly's got in the store for Fairview.
See, Waverly will start off with the ball here as the number 12 brings it up the court. Comes around. Ooh, it looked like
passes
a little bit
51,
of a
number
travel
12.
there. It was not called. 12 comes in. Oh, and puts it up.
Not quite.
Hallie Cox with the rebound. Hands it off to Naylin Yeager as she comes up the floor. Over to Chloe Lee, into Audrey Cox, and Audrey Cox is fouled.
Shot a bit too low, but that's all right. She'll make up for it in this free throw.
Yeah, Audrey Cox, she's definitely someone that you don't want to foul a lot. She goes to the line. Oh, she misses that free shot, but she'll get an attempt at the second one right here. And the foul was on number 51. That is her second foul of the game.
She makes it, bringing the score up to 9-5.
Kendall Spicer is checking in for Hallie Cox. Ooh, and Jackets are coming in again with the full court press. Let's see if they can produce what they did last time. And
it's out of bounds.
A little too high.
Fairview seems to be on the top of the game tonight.
Yes, they are very in with their passes and in with their shots. As we see Waverly struggling to start off, they're causing some turnovers and they're struggling. They need to have more possession of the ball. And Chloe, and wow, good defensive play by number 24. She knocks it out of bounds as that will go to Fairview. Into Audrey Cox again. Audrey Cox puts it.
And Audrey Cox gets a shot.
Like I was saying there, it's that she's such a dangerous weapon underneath right there. As we see her, and Waverly.
And she got the ball back in her control.
And with another.
Oh, that's a foul.
Audrey fouled again. As Audrey's going to be going back to the line. As we see, Audrey's being fouled a lot. And I think that a big key to Waverly's success tonight is that if they want to have a close chance at pulling off a win here, that they cannot foul like they have started to foul. The foul was on number 14, and that is her first.
And Audrey makes a free throw. All right, let's see if she can get another one. Goes for it. She makes it. Take the score to 13-5.
And we see Yellow Jackets being very dominant here. They're playing the full court press. They're playing very aggressive, and I don't think they're going to let off until they're very comfortable or it starts not to work. As
we got number 12 coming out the court, number 13.
But it's very difficult.
Made a shot. Bring the score up to 7.
Kelsey Gossage takes it up the floor for the Yellow Jackets.
If they're going to want to catch up to Fairview, they're going to have to go for a really offensive play.
Yes, and I think just a big part of that and a big part of them scoring is just having possession of the ball and not turning the ball over so much, as we've seen in the beginning minutes here that they have turned the ball over a lot. And Jackets again with the full court press, and it pays out in their favor. Kendall Spicer comes in, but loses it. And Waverly going to take the other direction.
All right, number 12 is getting down court. Pass to number 13 for 4.
And there's a play right there where we see Waverly having some good possession and some good passes over for an easy 2 right there.
That was a nice amount of teamwork, I must say.
As we see
they brought their score up to 9 now.
And that will be a foul.
On number 17, 12, Fairview 12. Or 13, I mean.
Foul will be on Waverly's number 13. That is her first.
Yeah.
And Hallie Cox inbounds the ball to Kendall Spicer. As we see, and Kendall Spicer from
that was a nice free throw. Score is now 16-9. Number 14 shoots. She makes it.
And number 14 comes back with the response.
Bringing a nice three-pointer for Waverly. Score is now 16-12.
Now, I think what we starting to see here is that Waverly's calming down after the Jackets' big push of points early in the game. Now, Waverly's starting to calm down, and they're getting possession, and they're making some good shots.
All right. I got to say, in the beginning, Fairview was really doing well. And now Waverly seems to be coming back.
Yeah, I think a part of Waverly's success right now is that they're finding a way to beat this full court press that the Yellow Jackets are putting on, and that's and a block from Audrey Cox will send the Jackets going back. Chloe Lee
24 is just past it. 12
comes in,
12 shoots,
puts it
doesn't
up and
make
misses.
it quite.
Hallie Cox with the offensive rebound, and number 51 tangles up with her for a jump ball. Will go to Waverly.
Goes number 13. Pass off to Waverly's number 14. Pass it to number 12. Pass it to 51. 24.
Number
14 shoots.
3
misses. That's out of bounds.
And Naylin Yeager is checking in for Chloe Lee as she comes out. She had a good run of play there. She came in, but she missed her one shot on the last play, but hopefully she can get back in and make some better plays there.
Let's see what Waverly can pull off.
What we see different between Fairview and Waverly is that Waverly's playing a zone defense and Fairview's playing a man defense. So we're gonna see over the course of throughout this game which one's gonna work better, and we'll see if teams make any switches from man to zone or from zone to man. Either one.
So far, I'd say they're on a very level playing field. We'll pass it to 51. Nearly went out of bounds there. All right, let's see here. 12's going for it. Doesn't quite. That is a foul on Fairview's part.
And a foul on Fairview. That foul
number 24.
Number 24, Hallie Cox. That is her first foul of the game. Yeah, I think a big thing that that Fairview is having an advantage tonight is they have a lot of tall players, you know, that are getting up in their faces and making it hard for them to shoot. And we see Waverly, they have very fast players, and Kelsey Gossage with the block. Like I was saying,
yeah, the taller players allows Fairview to have a better defense overall, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say that, but we got to see that Waverly, they have very fast players, and they're moving around the court and getting open for passes. So it's very level, like you said. It's going to be.
I'd say it'll be difficult to figure out who the winner could be.
And that will be it for the first quarter. Yellow Jackets have a lead of 16-12 over the Waverly.
All right, let's see here. I've got to say so far, I'm impressed with Fairview's plays along with Waverly's.
You see both teams in their huddle here. Yeah, it's just Fairview. They started off really strong, and then Waverly's coming back. They came back really strong. I think it's going to be this way all game. It's just going to be back and forth, back and forth. I know we see that Fairview has the lead from their early jump that they had, but I see Waverly maybe coming back and, you know, getting on their run of points and where Yellow Jackets don't squat. I don't know about you. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be back and forth?
I think it'll definitely be back and forth. But I think what Waverly needs right now is to find a winning combination of players so they can really get into Fairview's face and get a lot of points in.
Yeah, that's another thing. You got to Waverly I think they're starting to find their fast players, you know, that are getting it up the floor and finding open shots and making them. As Fairview has the ball to start up the second quarter. And and a play interesting there. We found that that Yellow Jackets tried to make a pass but was knocked out of bounds by Waverly and inbounded by Hallie Cox to Nayland Yeager.
Passing off to Grace Shelby.
And
that is
a
out
nice
of bounds.
series of plays there, a nice series of passes, but it comes into Kelsey Goss as she cannot handle the ball as it goes out of bounds. Waverly's ball.
All right, seems here. Number 13 comes down, pass down to 51, pass it back to number 14. Pass to 24. 14.
And gets it to number 11, back to 14. She dribbles the ball as Hallie Cox is covering her. Yeah, I think we're still seeing here from the Yellow Jackets this man coverage. So they did not make a change over the
past
break.
quarter where the timeout.
And we see
It seems to be a game of back and forth right now.
Yeah, Waverly is having very good possession of the ball right now, passing it around. They are taking a lot of time, but they are finding good passes.
I think Waverly maybe is trying to go for something right now.
And is shot by number 14, blocked by Hallie Cox.
Waverly's going for 51.
I think with this man coverage that Fairview is playing, Waverly keeps finding a way to find open players, so it's making it easier for them than it normally would be if they couldn't find these open players.
It's like they're trying to seep through cracks in the defenses of Fairview.
As we are still seeing the zone from Waverly, so there's no changes that were made between quarters as we have a travel on the Yellow Jackets that will...
All right, seem to be making a switch on Fairview's side for number 34 and number 12.
Waverly brings it up the floor. As we see there that Fairview has laid off of their full court press, so they let Waverly bring it up the floor, maybe to make sure that they're ready, and Waverly isn't scoring easy baskets, but we'll have to see what the result is of that. Comes in, and Audrey Cox with the block.
That's not out of bounds.
Touched by number 14 from Waverly, and it will be turned over to Fairview.
Honestly, I think it's amazing of how much of a back and forth game it seems to be. They seem to be doing really well on their defense, both of them, as well as their offensive strats.
Yeah, it is very, and a pass intended for Audrey
Waverly
Cox
steals the ball.
Picked off by number 12, and she misses her shot and is fouled. Foul is on number 12 for the Yellow Jackets, Chloe Lee. That is her first foul of the game.
It's a timeout. All right, let's see what's going to come of this timeout. See if they'll change anything or not.
We see here. I see on the Fairview bench that coach is not very happy with some of the players and some of the plays that they have had there. Maybe the Yellow Jackets will come out and make some of those switches. We haven't really seen a wide variety of mix of players from the Yellow Jackets. We've seen mainly some of the same players, but it's just like what I was talking about earlier with that powerhouse that they have. I mean, they're going to be playing all game long, Nayland and Audrey, and it's going to be very hard to stop them.
The problem with that is that over time, during the course of the game, they're going to become exhausted, and that could end up being a victory on Waverly's part.
Yes, it is very important to make sure that that players are well rested as they come back in. They want to make sure that they are rested and they're good and ready to go and not worn out. As number 12 goes to the free throw line for Waverly.
Let's see what she can pull off. She shoots. She scores. All right, let's see if she can get it again, though. See if Lightning strikes twice. It does.
She makes both, as that brings the score to 16-14 Yellow Jackets.
It's getting really close now.
If I'm not mistaken, that
was a foul on number 12's part.
If I'm not mistaken here, I don't think the Yellow Jackets have scored any points in the second quarter yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe you're right. The only points they haven't scored so far seem to be from the free throws.
As number 22 for the Yellow Jackets come in. Number 22 for the Yellow Jackets is Nadia Gimenez.
Let's see. That's not out of bounds. All right, number 14 checking in. All right, let's see here. Got some really good defensive plays coming from Fairview right now.
And as the ball is hit by Holly Cox with the pass from number 12, Waverly recovers.
In comes number 12, passing it to 51.
51 has a lot of room right there, as we see Audrey's giving her a lot of room. What I see there, the block with Audrey Cox, but what I see here is that that the rest of the Yellow Jackets, except for Audrey Cox, is playing in a zone, in a man, and I see Audrey Cox playing down low in the zone for padded help. That's what seems to be going on there.
It seems to be working out for them for the most part.
Audrey Cox with the deep shot misses. He's brought up to the floor by number 12, and they're coming fast. And it is stolen by Hallie Cox as she passes over to Audrey Cox.
Pass over number 22.
Nadia tries to pass, but is stopped by Waverly.
See what number Waverly 14 does.
Yeah, it's really struggling for Fairview right now to find the basket. I'm still at 16. I don't think they've scored a point all quarter. And it is stolen by Hallie Cox as she brings it up the floor and is coming down and in.
She shoots it, and she gets it.
It is good.
Bringing the score up to 18-14.
Yeah, the first points by
for Fairview for this quarter.
Yeah, so that's 5 minutes in. I think if Fairview wants to pull a win off here, they're going to have to score a lot more than what they are scoring right now. As Waverly brings it in, and that is not necessarily the best pass. It was into 3 Yellow Jacket defenders. She brings it over to number 51.
I think that what Fairview is doing right now is making up for lost time, trying to get as many points as they can right now, go for really offensive plays.
And Kendall Spicer from downtown. But the 3 brings it to 21-14 Yellow Jackets. Now we're starting to see Yellow Jackets come back with their shots that they were making earlier in the game.
Seems that they're making up for lost time.
Yes, as we see that now. As she comes in, she's looking for options. She gives it to 51, over to 13. 13 up with a shot and makes it.
21-16 now.
And
in comes number 30, switch with 34.
Kelsey Gossage for Kendall Spicer. We see Kendall make that 3. that she just made coming out. I don't know if it's they're tired or what, but that was a very good shot by her, what she made. Audrey Cox to Nadia. Nadia brings it up the floor. She has open players. Kelsey Gossage puts it up and is
not quite.
Seem to connect. As Waverly with
Waverly's
the
number 51
rebound.
passing it to number 12. Or 14. I'm as blind as a bat. Here we go. Now we're at number 12 for Waverly. Passing to number 14. Waverly seems to be being very cautious right now.
And again with the defensive play by Naylin Yeager, she brings it up the floor for an easy layup for 2. Wow, and we just keep seeing Yellow Jackets with great defensive plays. The Yellow Jackets coach has to be very impressed tonight with their plays, their defensive plays that they've made tonight.
Fairview's got a large lead right now of 23-16.
And the block by Audrey Cox, number 12, gets it back. And Waverly will call a timeout. The timeout was on the floor by number 12 as she had possession, and was on the ground, so she calls timeout for Waverly. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Let's see if Waverly can come up with something new.
As we only have 37.2 seconds left in this half. As this half has gone by really fast, actually. But we see a lot of scoring, more than I expected. But some great plays that have been made by both teams.
All right, let's see what this timeout can do for Waverly with their play style. See if they can make up for those lost points. All right, Waverly's coming back into the game.
And inbound, wow,
number 12.
Dangerous inbound is nearly taken by Kelsey Gossage.
They're being very cautious right now with not much time left on the clock. Got less than 20 seconds left to what they can make up for.
We might see here that Waverly might try to hold the ball to get the last shot of the half to make sure that they cannot score, but a bad pass.
That is out of bounds. 10 seconds
pass
left.
By Waverly. It'll be Fairview's ball with 10.4 seconds left. And this is enough time for Fairview to get down and maybe get some more points before this half ends. We see Audrey Cox gets the ball up to Naylin. Naylin
not quite.
As time
and
expires.
That is the first half. We are now going to go into halftime.
With the score of Fairview Yellow Jackets 23 and Waverly Tigers 16.
We'll get back to you during the second half.
Alrighty, we are here back at Fairview High School in the gymnasium here. Second half is about to kick off in the Lady Yellow Jackets here. Our broadcasting crew we have here, Alex Evans.
Hello.
Commentator, me, Aaron Hughes is a commentator. Christian Lampley is our director. Stephen Rocco is a cameraman. Braden Darby is a cameraman. And Douglas Hicks is a cameraman. We're starting off the second half here. Yellow Jackets have a lead of 23-16. Waverly starts with the ball this half.
Waverly seems to be struggling a little bit. They're going to need to catch up. They're going to need to get a big lead this quarter.
And shoots for three. Misses.
They didn't quite make it there.
And with the offensive rebound, it misses again.
Okay, Shelby got out of bounds.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of Waverly coming back is offensive rebounds, as you see right there. As Waverly fans, very disappointed about the call. They thought that they had that, but ends up in Fairview Yellow Jacket possession. And Naylin Yeager passes over to Gracie Shelby into Hallie Cox. And Hallie Cox, the pass to Kelsey Gossage, she cannot handle it. Waverly ball.
All right, so we got 14 checking in for 13. Audrey Cox now has the ball, passing it over to number 20. Nayland Yeager. And then we got Grace Shelby.
As a pass from Gracie is picked off and brought up the floor by number 24 is in for an easy layup as Nayland Yeager tries to race back to catch but cannot catch up with her.
Waverly's rather score up to 18 now.
There's another one. As she misses and Nayland
pass it to Audrey Cox.
Audrey in with miss. Rebounded by Waverly.
51 passing it over to 13. Seems to be number 13.
Is the pass over to
number 14 now. Pass number 12. All right, let's see here. Waverly's being a bit cautious right now.
The pass to Shelby Baker
is out of bounds.
It is Shelby Baker who tries to make the pass, but
number 30 switching out for Grace Shelby.
Fairview Yellow Jackets will take possession. Nayland Yeager tries to bring it up the floor, but as Waverly has on the full court press as Audrey starts to bring it up, and Nayland, they cross half court. And it is almost turned over. Pass it over to Nayland Yeager. As we got a timeout now. It seems like the timeout was called on the floor by number 30, Kelsey Gossage, I believe, is what I could understand from the referees. Yeah, it's just what we've been talking about all game is we still see that powerhouse coming from Fairview. It's hard to stop a team that has players like Nayland and Audrey and the other three that they have on the floor. It's very hard to stop. As Audrey puts up a shot and is fouled. And again, it's hard. If you're Waverly, you cannot be sending Audrey to the line. Better yet, you can't be sending any of the Yellow Jacket players to the line.
Speaking of Audrey, she seems to be setting up for a free throw shot right now. And she doesn't quite get it.
She cannot.
Let's see if she can get it on the second try.
Yeah, she's definitely struggling with free throws tonight. She's made some of them, but she's also missed some of them. She makes that one. So
bringing it 24-18 now. They got a 6-point lead on Waverly.
This Jackets back at it again with the full court press, and looks like and the Yellow Jackets can get back in time. As I don't know if that was a pass or a shot, but Audrey Cox ends up with the ball as the Yellow Jackets bring it up to 4.
This game is getting tense, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta tell you what, Waverly's got to be on edge right now. They got to be trying their hardest to keep Fairview from scoring any more points so that they can get some points in themselves.
As wow, what a save by Audrey Cox is to get it back to Fairview.
Audrey Cox seems to be one of Fairview's best players.
As Chloe is number 12 is playing some great defense on her. As Nayland with the 3 cannot connect. As Nicole Dotson brings it up the floor.
Got number 12. Waverly 12 passing it to Waverly 51. Pass number 24.
Nicole ends up with the ball here.
51 going for the shot.
Shot from number 51, rebounded by Audrey Cox. And I think if Fairview can keep on doing what they're doing, making most of their shots, getting a lot of defensive plays to get the ball, and just rebounding the ball like they should, they should be just fine. As a foul on Waverly, as Waverly fans very upset. They do not believe it was a foul what I saw there was behind the back is what I think they're going to call. I think it could have gone either direction, as that foul will be on Shelby Baker, as that is her 4th foul. She's in danger of fouling out. Definitely, if you reach 5, you foul out. So I'm sure that strategically they will pull her out, which it does not seem like they're going to do.
Fairview's number 24 has just switched out with number 34. There's number 30 is going for another free throw shot right here. And she makes it.
Kelsey Gotch is 2 for 2 on her free throws right there, as Jackets take the 8-point lead. As the full court press again, Waverly keeps seeming to get it up the court past the full court press, but Yellow Jackets are finding a good way to recover. There's a shot by number 13 missed, and Kelsey Gossage with the rebound.
4 minutes left in this quarter. Fairview's got an 8-point lead on Waverly. I'm not quite sure how Waverly's going to pull off a comeback at all, but it could be amazing of all things.
The pass up to Audrey, and Audrey is up high right now. Normally, you want a player like her down low to make those easy layups.
Foul on number 12's part from Waverly. Fairview wants to switch out for 44.
Foul will be on Haley Hushy. That is her 1st foul.
Shelby Baker switch out with Kiara Taylor. Audrey Cox couldn't quite catch the ball, causing it out of bounds. Let's see here what Julia.
And wow,
Kiara.
Audrey Cox seems to wrestle the ball out as Kendall Spicer takes possession of it as she passes it to Nayland so they can get set up. It's continuing again with those great defensive plays that Fairview keeps on making. It's very impressive.
I gotta say, Waverly seems to make some very good plays, but Fairview keeps coming in with their good defense. And there's some of the star players like Audrey Cox and Nayland Yeager. And go to timeout.
As Hallie Cox comes in for Audrey Cox. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Audrey Cox's 1st break of the game is coming out as we see the sisters make a switch there. Yeah, I think that's her 1st break, and she definitely deserves it with how she's been playing tonight.
She's been putting in hard work for the team. She's been one of the main sources of the team's defense this game anyways.
As wow, we see a block from Kiara as she tries to make a pass to number 12, but Fairview recovers the ball there. Nayland with the shot, misses. Hallie Cox with the rebound.
Kendall has the...
As Kendall Spicer comes in and she walks, and it will be Waverly basketball. Yeah, we're definitely going to see some time without Audrey Cox on the floor here, so we're going to see if this makes really much of a difference on the defensive side and on the offensive side. We're going to see how they fare without her.
I say it definitely is making quite a difference. There seems to be a difference of how the team seem to be playing.
And we see there Audrey comes right back in for Kendall Spicer.
Switching out with Kendall Spicer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Audrey, she gets that little break there, maybe 30 seconds of game time that she comes out. Not a lot, but enough to get her a drink and get her back in there as she's playing very hard tonight. And wow, she picks it off and she's bringing it up the floor. We got 3-on-2. Audrey Cox
makes some dangerous plays.
And cannot seem to put it in the basket. Very close. Good play, good defensive play by Audrey.
Waverly right there. Not quite. Kiara.
The pass to
Julia. We got Nayland. Pass over to Chloe. Pass over to Hallie.
And Hallie throws it to the defense and turnover.
We've got a little over a minute left in the game. Let's see what Waverly can pull off.
A minute
left in the quarter.
Correction, a minute left in the third. As number 13 shoots it up and she follows and gets it. That will make it 26-20 as we see Fairview's lead.
Fairview still has a 6-point lead, but this may bring up some hope for Waverly.
Is into Audrey Cox.
Audrey, oh, that's a foul on Kiara's part.
Yes, we're going to see the foul on number 44, Kiara. Again, that's Audrey drawing the fouls. You know, it's very important. These fouls, they start to add up, and that's what happens. The ball thrown into Audrey.
That's a foul on 13.
Audrey Cox travel. I didn't really see much of a travel there.
It seemed like just a nudge, but from our angle, we couldn't quite see.
As 13 dribbles the ball and starts
Number 13 was struggling a little bit with dribbling the ball. Got 30 seconds left. I'm not quite sure what happened right there.
Foul on, looks like, foul is on number 30, Kelsey Gossage. Is her first foul of the game.
All right, let's see here. Waverly's being very cautious right now. Number 12. That's number 14.
And they try to do a give and go, but it's picked off by Kelsey Gossage as she brings it up
down,
the floor
shooting,
and takes.
They didn't quite get it. Hit the rim.
Takes a little bit of a crazy shot there. Cannot seem to connect.
12, go for it. It's too high.
And that will be the end of the third, with the Yellow Jackets leading with the score of 26-20. What we see there in that third quarter is we saw Fairview, start to get back to going what they're doing, and they're doing. I didn't see as many great defensive plays there, but they still made a great few of them. On Waverly's side,
I think Waverly's starting to see some cracks in the defense that Fairview has set up.
Yes,
I think they're starting to see that Audrey seems to be one of their main sources of defense in the game, and that she's one of their main reasons of why they seem to be doing very well.
Yeah, we have to look at Waverly's side. They're getting into foul trouble as number 51, Shelby Baker, has 4 fouls on her, and that's very dangerous because once she hits 5, she fouls out and is no longer available to play. So you want to make sure that you have her closer to the end of the game when it matters the most.
She appears to be one of their most reliant players as well, it seems.
Yes, it does seem that way. She's like an Audrey Cox for Fairview, but for Waverly,
she seems to be doing more offensive plays though. She's going into a more offensive play against Audrey's defense.
We see the Yellow Jackets holding up very well. I mean, we have these players like Hallie Cox, Audrey Cox, and Naylin Yeager and Kelsey. I mean, just everybody on the Yellow Jacket roster is getting a lot of playing time, and that wears down their bodies, but they are holding up very well.
Let's see here.
Pass it over to Hallie Cox. And it is the Hallie Cox with the pass to Naylin Yeager.
Waverly get it
off by number 12.
And they did. Getting them up to 22.
And the pass
could be the quarter of the game where they make the ultimate comeback.
Yeager. And Waverly takes control of the ball again. We start off the fourth quarter a little shaky here for the Yellow Jackets. Let's see if
Waverly can make a comeback. This could be quite the play, ladies and gentlemen.
She passes it over. Yeah, I think what we start to see from the Waverly side is that, with the game closing to an end, you got to put Shelby Baker back in and see what she can do and tell her, she can't foul and stuff, because she was a really big important part, as Naylin with the 3 cannot connect. But Kelsey Gossage with the offensive rebound puts it up 28-22.
Fairview is still holding up with a 6-point lead.
It's a very close game here. Anything can happen. But really, just the big factor of this game that I see is that Fairview really, they haven't had any foul trouble at all, and Waverly's had a bunch of fouls that they've committed. So, you look at it after the game, I mean, win or lose, you look at it after the game, you got to think we can't be making these kind of fouls, as Audrey Cox is fouled by Kiara.
Waverly's players seem to be stressing. Number 44 seems to have gotten a foul just now.
as we see Shelby Baker coming back over to the score table, ready to check in after this free throw by Audrey Cox, which she cannot connect as Shelby Baker comes in for Kiera.
Let's see if Audrey can pull up on the second try.
That Kiera, she comes back in with 4 fouls. You know, 1 more foul and she's done. So we might see a little change of play from her. Make sure she plays a little less aggressive to make sure she can stay in the game.
It looked like it was a foul on. Yes, Audrey Cox. That was her first foul.
That's very good for Audrey Cox, the way that she's played tonight, and she hasn't really. That's her first foul of the game in the 4th quarter.
It appears that she's trying to play a bit more offensively this time around.
And a basket made by Waverly brings it to 28-24. Yeah, we see a lot of offense from her, but we've seen some great defense. You know, in defense to where the difference between her and Shelby Baker is the two. And the offensive rebound by Audrey, she puts it up. We see just the play from compared to the two ladies that play under. Shelby has more fouls than Audrey, and Audrey has more points. So just overall, Audrey's playing a better game. As Hallie Cox gets the steal, as a foul on Julia
Bucky.
Bucky, yes. That is her 2nd foul of the game.
Our current score is 30-24, 30 Fairview, 24 Waverly.
The pass over to Naylin Yeager.
Yeah. All right, Grace Shelley has the ball now. Going into a timeout, teams. With just 5 minutes left in the game, going to 30-24, can Waverly pull off a comeback? This is a very close game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not quite sure what Waverly could do to bring their score back up.
We see near end of this game with 5 minutes and 14 seconds left. We're going to see what kind of play we get. I mean, this is definitely not a game over by any means. Just another point by Audrey, another 2 points by Audrey Cox. She's playing very well tonight. It's hard to stop her when she's playing very well like she is.
Just alone, I believe that she has scored a lot of the points, a majority of the points for Fairview. That's an out of bounds.
And wow, a dangerous play there by number 13. It was going to be their possession anyway, but she tries to save it. But she touches it when it's out of bounds, so Waverly will stay with possession.
Their number 14 can do Julia Bucky. That's number 13, bringing it to Shelby. All right. Waverly is still playing a little bit cautiously. We'll keep it an offensive touch to it.
Hallie Cox careful not with the foul, as Waverly fans seem to think that was a foul on Hallie Cox there. It could have gone either way. Hallie Cox not called with the foul though.
Seems to be a foul.
Audrey Cox is fouled again. Might be on number 51.
If it is on 51, then that means it could be the end of Shelby's play. No, it was number 14. That was Julia Bucky's.
With her 3rd foul of the night. As Audrey Cox makes her first.
She can get the 2nd throw.
I'm going to right back. I'm going to go see how many points Audrey has so we can say.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Waverly's moving down the court. We're moving in. And that was a foul. He's getting
points for Audrey Cox.
see how many points she scored in the game, because we believe that she has scored the majority of the points for the game. It's a foul on number 30, her second foul. Just alone, how many points has Audrey scored is the question.
We just went and checked, and she has scored 15 already tonight. That is almost half of the Yellow Jackets' points, so a big, big point scorer.
She scored almost half the points for Fairview, which is impressive alone, I must say. She really does seem to be one of the main stars of Fairview's team.
Yeah, she just plays a lot. She's doing very well and very good as a player overall. As we have number 12 checking in for Fairview. Chloe Lee and Gracie Shelby will come out.
I mean, with a little under 4 minutes left and a 10-point lead for Fairview, I'm not sure what Waverly can currently do in this situation.
Yeah, it's just a big point to make sure that Fairview does not. They keep on playing like they're playing and keep on playing good, then they will be just fine to hold out 3.5 more minutes in this game. Then they can pull off this win here. And
if Shelby Baker were to get another foul, then she would be out of the game, and that would give Fairview a very good chance of scoring a couple more points, really finishing off the game.
Walking away this game here. As another turnover by Waverly. I think a big factor in this game has been Waverly and their turnovers. If they don't have all these turnovers and all these fouls, I think Waverly might be able to pull away with the win tonight. As Audrey Cox comes in, and it looks like she's fouled, but she's not. As
not quite.
Kelsey Gossage gets the offensive rebound, but cannot make it.
He's going for it, didn't quite make it, and it's out of bounds.
As Waverly will keep possession of the ball with 2 minutes and 49 seconds left in this game.
All right, let's see here. Waverly seems to be going for some more of an aggressive play right here. It comes, it's out of bounds.
They will keep possession of the ball, Waverly will.
I think that's one of the main concerns they have right now is keeping control of the ball itself.
Yeah, we will see. We will see in these final. Oh, and a 3, and that might change what I'm about to say. But we might see in these last 2 minutes and 20 seconds here that Yellow Jackets, they might start to hold on to the ball and be a little more conservative. As we don't see that there, as they just shoot up a 3. But I would suggest that Fairview, just holds possession of the ball and keeps it for as long as they can, just to secure the win and make sure that Waverly gets at least as many chances.
It appears now that they only had a little time with the ball at that point, but now Waverly has regained control of the ball. They seem to be going for another offensive play. Let's see what they can pull off here. All right, in comes number 14. Pass it to number 12. Oh, that is...
broke her ankles.
And number 30 just got clocked.
Rebound, and we see with 1 minute and 38 seconds left, I think the Fairview coach is signaling to Nayland that he wants her to hold the ball for as long as she can. As we see time start to wind down here, I think that this should secure it for Fairview. As they're holding it as long as they can and just making some good passes to keep it in their possession.
Yeah. Here comes Nayland, passes Audrey. No, that's not Audrey.
Hallie.
Hallie, that's Hallie, yes.
And the pass over to Gracie from Nayland. Oh, wow, and we see something crazy happen there as Gracie tries to, and she's fouled by Gracie Shelby, I believe.
With a little under a minute left, Fairview has a 7-point lead.
Well, we...
foul on number 10. Good free throw.
Makes a free throw here. 12. Wow, we're 6 points. Fairview should be okay, but they just want to make sure that they don't. Now it is 5 points. Now make sure that they can hold the ball as long as they can, as we see Waverly come with the full court press to try to cause a turnover from Fairview, as Audrey is just swerving in and out of players. Gets it into Kelsey Gossage with the easy 2.
Bring it up to 36-29, ladies and gentlemen.
40 seconds left in this game.
Let's see if Waverly can make any impressive plays in these last 35 seconds of the game.
The 3 is blocked by Kelsey Gossage, and what a big play with less than 30 seconds remaining, as we see Fairview is going to try to hold this ball as much as possible. Fairview's just going to hold it, and we see the intentional foul.
That's a foul for number 12.
By Haley Huggy.
I think what Fairview's trying to do right now is keep the ball as long as they can without letting Waverly score any more points.
Right, and that is the second foul on Haley.
Go.
And what we saw here was, and a miss. What we saw here was that Shelby Baker for Waverly, she comes in with 5, 6 minutes left in the game with 4 fouls, so a great way to conserve her and make sure she still gets to play.
Oh,
the intentional
that was a
foul, and that will be a technical foul on Haley Huggy. Technical as well. That was not only an intentional foul, but very rough foul as she pushes Nayland over to the floor. That's going to be a technical foul, and Nayland will get 2 shots.
From my point of view, it seemed to be intentional, but I could be wrong.
Right. I think that's very, very not right of what they just did to Nayland, as a foul to make sure that you're trying to get the ball back and stuff, but a way to push her over to the ground. I don't think that that's right, and that
doesn't seem like a very clean play, but
a technical foul was called, and it is what she deserved.
It's number 20, Nayland Yeager.
As Nayland makes both of her free throws.
With 5 seconds left in the game, I believe that the end result of this game has already been decided.
As we see a breakaway from Nayland, and she shall hold it till the end of the game. 2, 1, 0.
And the game is over. 38-29, ladies and gentlemen.
And wow, we saw what a very good game all the way through, but at the end we just see Fairview make that final push that Waverly didn't, and that's
appeared to be Waverly's downfall, it seemed.
I think that their downfall is that that just had the foul troubles, the turnovers that would happen, and the missed shots. It plays a big factor into it.
Well, I'd say that was a pretty good game. This was the December 15th, 2017 game of Waverly versus Fairview.
And our crew here, we have Christian Lampley as our director, me, Aaron Hughes, as a commentator. And
Alex Evans as commentator.
And cameramen as Braden Darby, Douglas Hicks, and Stephen Rocco.
Thank you and good night.